Hey brothers and sisters, here's your AMC daily video, and yeah, it's volatile because you had this move, so you're kind of like a pendulum, right? You got to swing up, swing down, swing, come inside the range. So it should hold, we're just looking for three really higher lows here from the run. And if you wanted to count it out, like you can always count it out from the low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. So that completed that first move, right? This morning at 250, 260. So from there, you would just see a 1, 2, 3, at least a three-wave corrective move, which is what you're seeing today. That's just minimum. Can it extend? Yes, could extend, but I don't expect. And you held this gap, which is very bullish because, yeah, this is a bear trap. But just real quick, I'll show you what I see. I know you could say we're in this wedge and all this stuff, and you could say, hey, it needs to tag 226 again, and then it needs to consolidate all the way into August. But I'll just show you real quick what I see and what I think. So I think it's this, more something like this. I think you came up, hit your high, you had your corrective move. It's finishing probably today or tomorrow. Or we just, dry out a little bit of volume. And then you do like a handle, kind of like a cup and handle. And then you kind of just bounce around in here and then head out, right? So that would put you at Thursday-ish at the kind of for this handle to finish. And you could say you could bring it down here, and you could say, you're looking more at July 26th at the latest, so I want to give you all options. I could draw it officially. I'll be right back. So looking at this, and this is a 15-minute chart, guys. So looking at a more official version, so basically you could see how this was a lot of sideways all through here. So if you're tracking like a bull or whatever, you can look at this as kind of the parabolic line. So you came up to the top of this, false broke out of this kind of bowl, and you could say 260 is your zone, right? You broke out, you tagged that, tried to hold, and then you got diluted. Your downtrend was here when you're following this outside line of this bowl, and then boom, you tagged this low, and then all of a sudden you consolidated, and then it starts getting it starts moving quicker as this goes up. So you could say you tried to break 260 over here, and then you fell back into this bowl and consolidated, right? And you say you start an impulse wave and you try to break again, and you need a higher low or a corrected move down, maybe a three-wave corrected move. Does it need to come down to 210 or something crazy? I don't think so, but you never know. I would say, again, this 224 to even right here, this low over here, you could be making like a tiny inverted head and shoulders right now at 232. So for me, yeah, you just need to pop out of this bowl at 260. And this bowl completes Monday, July 27th. But it's not, perfect, right? Usually breaks out somewhere in here on a bowl like that. So that put us at Wednesday again. So is this stock always going to be volatile and weird and stuff? And is it going to have runs? And is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? Well, here, let me be back. Let me make a channel for you. So I just ran a channel, right, from this low. Here, I'll show you. Boop, boop. So see, there's this other channel I have. I'm not going to delete that. Well, yeah, I'm not going to delete it, guys. So then I put this channel. You can see the top of it here, where we kind of hit the top. See the bottom of it here, right, where we hit the low. And then you can see we're working on the center part of this channel, right? So now we're combining a bowl, a channel, the center of this channel, the bottom of this channel, the top of this channel, and it makes it like a 3-part confirmation, right? And then you throw in the fibs 2 or something, then you got a 4-part. This is how you, if you really want to dive in and the stock's driving you crazy and you're trying to wonder, why is we stuck here? Why do we keep going lower? Well, this is how you keep trying to figure it out. You run a channel, run a bowl, run, fibs, and run the triangle, and then you have everything you could ever run, right? That's about it. And then you just have to wait. You usually wait, so now we have the channel where we hit the center of the channel. The top of the channel would be here, 342, right? So do we need to consolidate under the center? Well, we've been failing at the center of this channel like a few times, and then now we came back to the bottom. So now are we breaking? Well, you usually break, you tried once sort of thing. You can say once there, you pierced it on the second try, and now is that the third try where you pierced it again? So you just need a higher low. If that is the third try, you don't want a rejection. You want just a final higher low and then go. Like I was saying earlier, are the lows in for the run, the corrected move this morning? I still think those lows are in, and you would have to get under 227, and then this would start a C, ABC wave correction. But you could also say you put in since this bottom here, you put in 1, 2, 3 higher lows, right? So that is, anytime you hit a bottom, like right here, you bottomed, you put in 1, 2, 3 higher lows. And then what happened? This was an equal low. It was slightly higher. And then you ran, right? So then jumping from this bottom to the next bottom, on this pattern, you put in 1 low here, 1 low this morning, and just 1 more higher low, right? So that is the most urgent view if you want to run that you would take, is say, well, as long as we hold higher than, what was it, 226 or something this morning? That's a pretty good dip. Yeah, as long as you hold higher than 226 or even to 226, just similar to over here, then you can push from here, right? You can push, and then the break would be top of this channel, 242, the center channel here, 244, and then your next area would be obviously right here is something 293, and then 341, right? So that's for you micro traders. I rarely do you guys a members video on the 15-minute, but just because this stock is like, some people just, I don't want you to default to like what everybody does on X is, as soon as it pulls back, they're like, oh, suppression, dark pool, whatever. I don't know. It's just a stock, right? And it's starting probably a real move here, and we're just looking for the continuation. We need a little correction after that 5-wave move. So to go real quick again, what would the next 5-wave move look like, or what are we looking for next? Yeah, let's just draw into, you'd probably go something like up here to 278. Probably maybe back test this at 247 or 260. So maybe 278 to 260 to back test this breakout, and then come up to 344, maybe back test 289, and then maybe make a big run. So that might take, if we started and this is our final low right now, then we might be in the real run by Friday. That's all I could tell you. It would be probably the soonest to be into, if you're worried about your options or something. Yeah, you could be into a real run by as soon as Friday. The corrected move can end as soon as right here, this third higher low. That's the soonest. In the run, like you could be into like 3s and 4s by Friday. That's like the most bullish view I have, right? And then so the extended views are, obviously if you want to be like, oh, it's going to die off and it's going to go into late July, early August. That's not my view. I think the worst case scenario on this consolidation would kind of be late July, like July 26, which would be like, what is that? Is that next? No, that's this Friday. Yeah, this Friday. And then maybe Monday. So Anyway, guys, hope that helps. Just want to give you a micro view, extended kind of look. And yeah, I still expect a rally late day myself. Like I'm still want that. Be nice to clear this. I would like it just to keep going, to keep something we haven't seen and it's asking for a lot, right? Because most of the small caps, what they've done for the past like years is they'll just pop and then they're just like set aside. They'll just do that, like this one pop, and then it'll be like 2 or 3 weeks, or they'll go back to the lows, or they'll die off. Or there's been like a real run, guys. The difference between just a pop and drop, or a trade versus a hold, is a real run. It pops, it does its correction right away, like the same day sometimes, and then continues. So for me, for AMC, I called yesterday. This is a real run. So I want to see urgency. I want to see a immediate 3-wave correction or ABC correction. I want to see it even the same day continuing to move. So that's what I want. So we'll see, guys. Anyway, love you. God bless.